So let's see now how we can use sets to make our life easier than this monstrosity, or not sets, but maps. Right, so over here we are going to create a map of the thing we are counting is going to be the key. So character, we're counting specific characters, and then integer. That's how we count things, with numbers. Map counts is equal to a new, obviously not an integer there, but new, and we can just actually throw out this for the most part. New hash map. Boom. There we go. Okay, so we've got our counts. That works out. All right, so now and I'll do this, for car C in text dot to character array. Oh, that's a terrible way to do that. With the semicolon, I mean. So for car C in this character array, what we're going to do is that we are going to basically say, hey, so the key is the character I'm looking at. The value is how many times I've seen that character. So the first thing I need to ask is, have I seen that character? If counts dot contains key, not. So if we do not have the key, if we have not seen this letter yet, well, congratulations, we've seen it exactly once. Counts.put C1. We've seen it exactly once. Make sense? Otherwise, oh, I've seen it before. So let me go ahead and get the amount of times I've seen it already. Int prev count is equal to counts.get, the amount of times I've seen it before. Which is, so we're going to get that letter and see how many times we've seen that before. And then counts.put, we're going to update it. We're going to update that letter with how many times I've seen it before, which should be prev counts now, and I've now seen it one more time, so I add one to that. Okay. Just to show how that works out, I'm going to go ahead and return the space character over here and print out the most common character. Or I'm going to print out, rather, the counts over our example. And see, we've seen space 4 times, and M 9 times, and S once, right? So that works out fairly straightforwardly. Now, let's go ahead and now actually figure out what the most common character is, which requires us to do a for loop over this map. So how do we do that? Right? See, told you my example is better than what we've got in the slides. Doesn't really talk about how to do that. All right. So we need the same thing we need last time, which was int most count, which is basically the number we've seen it the most. We can start at 0, and most letter is equal to, let's just go with 0 again, or rather, this should be a character. Right, we can say character is equal to 0. This will take the 0 and cast it as a character. I know that seems a bit silly, but hey. All right, so now let's iterate through it and find the most frequent one. So, by the way, this took O of n time, where n is the number of characters. 4. Why? Because each of these is a constant time operation. Or this is a constant time operation, this is a constant time operation, this is a constant time operation. Do it for each character. Okay, so now for character C in counts, now we can't just iterate over that. You can't iterate over a map. But what we do want to iterate over is the key set, which is all the keys in this hash table, or rather this hash map. Right? This gives us the set of all keys that we put in. So all the characters that we counted. and we can get the respective values with the get method, as it turns out. So, so now, whoopsie, okay, int most count. Let's see. All right, yes, count von Count. You see him on with the toddler. I see him on TV quite a bit these days. My old friend Count von Count. Okay, int count is equal to the counts dot get the character. So get the number of times I've seen that character, right? And if that count is greater than most count, then we will go ahead and say count is equal to most count, or sorry, other way around. Most count is equal to the count. So we say, hey, that thing we're checking, you know, this count, well, we've just beat it, so this should be the new count. And we should replace the letter that we were going to return with the new letter. And now return most letter, the letter we see the most. The most awesomest letter of them all, which is M. And there you go. That's how we do it. We're going to take a look at one more problem of this type, and then we're going to get into how in the world do we actually build these things? How does the magic madness work? And the answer is black magic and sacrifice, which is terrible in a fantasy setting, but okay in this one.